What's going on, guys? It's Suspect here, bringing you guys a brand new YouTube video. Now today's video, of course, is going to be another episode to the latest in Call of Duty esports news, because there's been a lot going surrounding the Cronus Max device that the pros have been having to use. So in case you guys are not aware what the Cronus Max is or how it became to being used in these LAN tournaments, is well, first of all, this is what the device looks like. It's a simple USB device that you plug into your computer. You program it to do what it is that you want. In this case, they set it onto tournament mode so that there's no input lag and there's no Bluetooth being used on a controller, and then they connect it onto the PS4 via USB, and then they plug in their controller inside of the device. So it's like the PS4, the device, and then the PS4 charger, and then your PS4 is relieved from Bluetooth use. Now a lot of you guys may be asking, why is it that they started using this? Well, in case you guys aren't aware, I'm not sure if it happened in the Tostino's Invitational because there was a limited crowd, but what happened a lot in UMG South Carolina and in Stage 1 playoffs is that there was a lot of slow turn occurring in the game, which, in case you guys don't know what that is either, it's basically where you're just playing your game, you're doing your thing, and then all of a sudden you see your guy lose complete control of, like, you know, he like looks all the way up in a corner, and it's as if your right stick just went absolutely AWOL on you. And that's pretty much what happens whenever a lot of Bluetooth signals are interfering with each other, and that's what causes the slow turn and what causes, you know, your controller to have limited amount of control over your character in Call of Duty. So whenever MLG Anaheim was going to go on, MLG did announce that they had a fix for this slow turn, and they started using the Cronus Max device. In case you guys are not aware, in MLG Anaheim, a lot of pros were saying how, you know, the device works okay, that the device also causes like an input lag as well. So the whole point is like, okay, so the point of the device, just to make things clear, is not to make a delay. It's just to get rid of the Bluetooth functionalities in the PlayStation 4 controller, because if they were to be playing just simply out of Bluetooth, simply wireless, then any Bluetooth device via phone, even a speaker, I doubt a speaker, but more than anything a phone and other controllers and other consoles that use Bluetooth technology can interfere with the Bluetooth signals, and that's the whole point of the Cronus, is just not use Bluetooth at all. And a lot of people might beg the question, why don't they just plug in the controller onto the PlayStation 4? Well, it actually doesn't do anything. It uses complete Bluetooth functionality, so whenever you plug in the controller, it makes no difference. All it's doing is charging the controller. So with that, the Cronus Max also does make an input delay into the console, which is not supposed to happen, and a lot of pros were having to deal with that while they were playing in Anaheim. And if you guys guessed correctly, they had to do the same thing with MLG Orlando, and it turns out that at Call of Duty XP, they might actually be using the Cronus Max in order to resolve this solution also. Now, there's several things that I have to say about this before I continue. One, the Cronus Max does not deserve to have this sort of shade being thrown at it. It's just, originally the device was made so that you can use, you know, other controllers from other consoles to use it on your console of choice. So if you wanted to use an Xbox One controller on your PS4, or a keyboard on your PS4, or a PS4 controller on your Xbox One, whatever the case may be, you were able to do that. That was the whole purpose of this Cronus Max. However, Karma did make a video earlier today saying, you know, giving out the functionalities of what the Cronus Max can also really do, which I remember this whenever I first heard of the announcement of the Cronus Max, is that you're able to make on hacks onto the software of the device, and you are able to use that in whichever game you want. So of course there's boost crouch, boost jump, so that you can do those faster. There's rapid fire, there's drop shot, jump shot, all these different little hacks that are inside the Cronus Max, which begs the question, are there any people cheating when using the Cronus Max? A way to avoid this is, well, you can't really tell if people are doing it in the online qualifier, which absolutely sucks. There's no way of figuring that out, but that's just the way things are. But if it's going to occur at the actual LAN at Call of Duty XP, you know, it's just that the Treyarch uses their own Cronus Maxes and they program it, and only they know that there's nothing tampered with it. So of course, if there are any cheaters, they end up coming out or they don't end up being exposed or nothing, but it's like, hey, well, this guy's so used to playing with, I don't know, for example, rapid fire, and now that he doesn't have rapid fire because Treyarch didn't program them into the Cronus devices, well, then it's like you're shit out of luck. You know, there's nothing else that you could do about it. And of course, it just creates this whole input lag delay that a lot of people are really on the fence about right now, but it is what it is. Hopefully Sony can come up with a hardware update or a software update, maybe with the PlayStation 4 Neo, if that thing is even actually existed. And well, you know, they could go ahead and fix that, because actually having wired capabilities is actually very, very good. As well as mentioned in the title of the video, Call of Duty actually put out what it is that I'm looking at right here. It is the official group draw that's going to occur Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So in case you guys don't know, there's going to be, it's not necessarily a different, it's like kind of a different method into drawing the teams and what pools are going to end up and everything, but it's just a way that Call of Duty XP is sorting out the teams via whatever country they're coming from and try to put them into their individual pools. So Call of Duty actually put this video out today, if you guys want to watch the original video, because I'm only going to put the portion of this video explaining the pools and the bracket and everything. I'm gonna put that part inside. You're gonna watch this right now, but if you guys want to watch the rest of the video, which is just a couple seconds longer, you know, I'll go ahead and put that in the video description, you know, because courtesy is over to them. I did not make this video. This is over at the Call of Duty World League. Just thought I could bring it to my subscribers, but here you go. This is what describes
teams for this year's tournament have qualified based on their placings across Stage 1 and Stage 2 finals. Other teams have qualified based on placing high enough in the Call of Duty World League online qualification. The regions are rated based on the strength of each of the 3 Call of Duty World League regions. Europe gets 12 spots. North America gets 16 spots. And Australia and New Zealand gets the remaining 4 spots. The 32 teams are placed into 4 separate pods. Pod A includes the 6 teams with the most points in the North American Call of Duty World League standings, and the top 2 teams in the European standings. Pod B consists of the next 4 highest-ranked North American teams, the next 2 highest-ranked teams in Europe, and the top 2 teams from the Australia-New Zealand region. Pod C includes the final 6 qualifiers from North America, and the number 5 and number 6 ranked teams from Europe. And finally, Pod D consists of the final 6 teams from Europe, as well as the final 2 qualifiers from Australia and New Zealand. After our 32 teams have been sorted into one of the 4 pods, they will then be randomly drawn into 8 separate groups of 4 teams, and group play will begin. The group format will be round robin. Each team will play the other 3 teams in their group once. After each team has played the other 3 teams in their group, each group's top 2 teams advance to the knockout stage, where those 16 teams compete in the double elimination bracket, until we crown the 2016 Call of Duty World League champion. Seems simple enough, right? In bracket play, lose 2, you go home.
So there you guys have it. That's pretty much what we talked about today. The Cronus Max, you know, the whole situation with it. We talked about the whole brackets that are going to be, you know, how it's going to work, Call of Duty XP. And you guys can expect the video on Monday as soon as possible, whenever I do know what groups are in, you know, for COD XP. You guys will know what teams are in which groups, and I'll go ahead and be discussing that and give you guys my thoughts on it. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. In case you guys did, make sure to leave a like, rating, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.